Hey watercolor wizards, Hajra here. You might know that I did a giveaway recently and it started at 8 prizes and ended up with 22 prizes. I just couldn't help adding bonus prizes when I saw such awesome answers to the giveaway question. But it did finally close and all of the original and bonus prizes are in the mail and were sent off on St. Patrick's Day last Friday. Speaking of St. Patrick's Day, I'm posting my project late for that, but I did a charming teapot silhouette. And if you know me, you know I love doing floral silhouettes with shapes and calligraphy and all sorts of things. So I started with an outline drawing of a teapot and I filled it in with Clover, drawing the plant so many of the leaves overlapped and didn't end neatly at the teapot edge. I'm using only the 2 greens in my Sennelier Aqua Mini set, Phthalo Green Light and Sap Green for this piece. I start by laying down a light wash of Phthalo Green Light for all the leaf sections. I could just paint in the entire teapot shape with the green, but demarcating the shapes right from the start will make the leaves clearer and easier to paint later on. Once that's done and dry, I'm using Fabriano Hot Press Artist Grade watercolor paper on a block, by the way. I can start on the details. This is not going to be a hyper-real Clover illustration, so I just try to remember that I want a lot of soft edges, so I'm going to be painting my shadows in wet on wet or blending out wet on dry edges, and also that the leaves tend to have a cool side and a warm side. So I try to divide up most of my heart-shaped leaf sections that way. A warmer side would be more of the lighter yellow-green color, and a cooler side would be more of the darker, colder sap green color. Work in thin glazes, which means coming back to darken up values and color intensity, and letting glazes dry in between, rather than a single thick color application. Also paint consecutive sections that don't touch too much, so the wet paint doesn't leak over into adjacent wet areas and create blooms. Leaves recede as they get further away, so the topmost leaves should appear warmer and more vibrant, while the background leaves should be cooler and less intense. This also gives a nice background foil of contrast for the nearer, more brighter leaves. Now I've finished a nice prominent leaf area on the right side of the teapot shape, and I'm going to finish the rest of the teapot in the exact same way. Soft blends, thin glazes, and contrasting greens. Here's the finished piece, and you can see how the teapot shape adds so much interest. It curves up on the right, there's a nice closed loop with a blank space in it on the left side, and the top has these cool circular and half-circular dome shapes. Then the bottom has a nice, calming, flatter curve that the whole thing rests on. Such an exciting composition, and it makes me want a nice cup of tea to go with my holiday cookies. Thanks so much for parking your brushes here. Please subscribe and check out my stuff online, and until next time, yummy painting adventures.